Hey friends, so I am kind of prepping for Manifestation Dropout Club group coaching. This is happening next week. It's only $8. Basically, it's a container where if you want to get coached in the hot seat, you can about your manifestation practice. I think a lot of us really struggle with manifestation, and in ways that we might not even be able to put words to, right? But I think like one of the main struggles of manifestation is like trying to manifest something, it doesn't come through, getting down on yourself because of that, like it's somehow your fault, like you're doing something wrong. Or a manifestation coming through, but then it's like not guaranteed the minute it comes through, like the reality of what you actually asked for hits. You're not feeling the way that you thought you would feel about this manifestation. Anyways, that's actually not what I wanted to talk about today, so let me not get derailed. I did want to, and I'll leave the link to sign up if anyone is interested in Manifestation Dropout Club. Today I actually just wanted to riff on astrology and manifestation. And specifically in astrology, we have the 12 zodiac signs. And the water signs are always opposite the earth signs. So there's three kind of water earth axes. There's the Pisces-Virgo axis. There's the Cancer-Capricorn axis, which is also the IC-MC axis. And there's the Scorpio-Taurus, the fixed water-earth axis. So I've just kind of been musing, and I think these water-earth axes can tell us something about the process of manifestation and of what manifestation is actually asking for. I think the reason I was thinking to myself, could you talk about manifestation with like the air fire axes? And I don't think so. I think the earth part is really key, first of all, right? Like, because manifestation is literally like taking something that was previously just an idea and making it reality, making it tangible, making it material. So that's 100% earth. The other thing is, to me, the water earth axes, like at the highest level, it's really a polarity between something so internal, so subjective, and something external and more objective, like consensus reality. Like we can all point, like behind me, and we can all agree that that's a lamp. It's not, it's not like, it's not internal. And manifestation is really about this alchemical, mysterious process of taking something internal, which is a desire, and making it come to fruition. So let me start with Pisces Virgo. So I just think Pisces Virgo is maybe even the main axis of like making a dream reality. And I think what I want to drill into here, and I'm looking at my notes, is Pisces also has a lot of like connotations with like just chaos and zero boundaries. And I recognize this in myself is like when I have an idea of like an offering that I want to bring into reality, like I will just get flooded with like bits and pieces. Like, oh, it would be cool to add this. Oh, this fits. Like, let me write this down. Let me write this down. And this happened with dragon yoga. I was like, oh, that's something that I could incorporate into class. Oh, like I could tweak that and make it something that's perfect for dragon yoga. And then the discomfort for me really came when we began to move in the Virgo direction, which is like organizing all of that, right? Like this chaotic excitement about the dream, the vision, this like limitlessness, like, oh, we could add this and we could have this and like this is cool too. Is that like Pisces chaos? And then the Virgo is going to have to like, And I did this with Dragon Yoga. I had to take this document of like all these ideas and actually put it into the container of a 45-minute class and organize it so the flow made sense and edit it so it was actually interesting to the kids. So there was like this organizing, editing, refining process that it's almost like the birth canal, right? Like you're in the womb and it's all you know, and it feels like really infinite and eternal. And then like coming through the birth canal, there's like this constriction, this tightening. And I think with Virgo too, there's this boring bit of like rehearsal. And we get that in manifestation too. We get to rehearse our manifestation, and oftentimes the rehearsal can look like, oh, like I'm getting like a little bit of forward progress, or oh, this feels like it might be it but not quite. And what we tend to do is we tend to dismiss that as like, oh, the manifestation is not actually happening, or like, oh, that was a failure, instead of seeing it as like these are rehearsals in disguise. So I think that's all I want to say about Pisces-Virgo. Moving on to Cancer-Capricorn, to me, this is really the axis of being willing to take responsibility and stewardship of the dream and of that difficult, because it really is an arduous process of like taking your desire and making it reality. And I think the piece that we leave out of manifestation most often is how much work it takes on our part and how much courage it takes on our part. And it's really, there's an audacity, right? Like what gives you the right to be the one that gets to have this thing? And more precisely and accurately, that gets to make this thing, right? So I think of the Cancer-Capricorn axis as the axis of tenacious Capricorn nurturing Cancer. Because just think about a human baby, right? Like it doesn't pop out of the mom like ready to go like an animal baby. There's such a long like nurturing process, taking care process, and it is a slog, but it's what has to be done. So again, with manifestation, we don't always consider this tenacious nurturing piece where we have to commit to a lengthy nurturing process. Moving on to Scorpio-Taurus, this might be my favorite axis because I think what this axis tells us about manifestation is that there has to be a lot of humility. We are co-creating with something way more powerful than ourselves. We're co-creating with the universe. So there's going to be sacrifice, there's going to be compromise. The manifestation might not be exactly what we wanted, and we have to be willing to compromise. I think this is a question I got from Britton LaRue, but I love it. It's the question of what needs to die so this can be born. And a lot of times there is something about our identity or about our reality that is in the way of our manifestation that we actually have to be willing to release or actively remove. And I think another question is, what part of me needs to die so I can be the person who can sustain this manifestation? And then the Taurus piece, I think, is really interesting because we have to have enough emotional, spiritual, physical resourcing. Otherwise, we self-sabotage the manifestation. So if we don't truly feel safe with desiring this, with bringing this into reality, with having this, then we will somehow self-sabotage it. So we actually have to have enough self-worth to feel like we deserve the manifestation and enough safety to experience the risk of moving into something that is actually unknown. It's desired, but it's still unknown. So hopefully that was fun.